Hello, scholars, and welcome to the discussion for Unit 3. Now, I like to do a little demonstration. I find people just comprehend it a little bit better if they can watch me actually do a diagram. For your diagram and your post, you are going to be selecting one of the works of art from that PDF handout that is attached to the discussion. I'm just doing this one because I don't want to give you the answer, so that way you can kind of see how this would work. Now, first off, when you do the diagram, I strongly suggest just choose whatever media you are most comfortable in. It could be done in pencil, ballpoint pen, markers, stickers, felt, really doesn't matter to me, as long as I can understand it. Then once you do the diagram, just photograph of it and upload it to the assignment discussion post. Now, the basics you want to be able to get, first off, is the frame. The art piece has an edge, and we need to know, is it a square, is it a rectangle, vertical, horizontal? This is important. Then we are going to need the basic value shapes. Now, when I do this, I'm not redrawing it. I'm simplifying this into a basic arrangement of white, gray, and black. Those are the only three values I need, and I need to find out how those values are organized in a pattern. The next thing I'm going to be looking at is texture. In this case, there's texture all over the place in this painting, but I want to know how is it arranged and where's the texture the most eye-catching. Then I'm going to be looking at movement, which I always thought is a really weird name because nothing's moving. It's not a picture of movement. It's actually better called an eye path. Now in this, if the art piece is good, the artist will organize things inside the painting so that way our eye travels across a very specific path. Now yes, your eye may leave the path, but the question is, what kind of a path did the artist create by arranging things in a certain way? Then we need to know the emphasis. There's usually places where our eyes stop, and there may be multiple places where our eyes stop, but there will be one spot that will be the most important. Usually with the meaning of the painting or the sculpture, it will be the most important symbol or the most important object in the space. So we want to make sure we find it. So I'm going to start off again with the frame. In this case, it is a basic rectangle. And I also want to do it small, no bigger than 3 or 4 inches. So that way I'm not wasting material. It won't take me too long. Now, for the basic value shapes, I notice there's a big triangle down here of medium gray. And I'm going to fill that in. The background, even though it's yellow, is pretty much white. I also notice some of the medium grays are piled up in a triangle about here. And then there's a big crescent of black values, kind of in a shepherd's crook shape or a hook like this. So this is my darkest darks is all arranged here. Notice this is really rough, and that's fine. So there's my basic arrangement of values, and I have taken the whole thing. Now, textures. Yes, there's textures all over the place. I'm going to use a squiggly purple line to identify the textures. Just some squiggles, and I notice the textures kind of go all the way around, again, in this lovely crescent shape. Now for the eye path or the movement, I see a couple movements. You want to capture the movement as it covers across the entire piece, not just one. So I notice my eye travels around the crook, and then it kind of comes up here to the shoulder and pops up here. I also notice from the shoulder to that yellow thing, I kind of also want to come up this way. Also notice there's a couple other spots where the eye wants to shoot inside. Now, in terms of points of emphasis, my eye kind of stops here. It kind of stops here. It definitely stops here a little bit, but really everything is kind of coming in. The eye path, the color, the decoration to this one really well-designed eye right about here. So I believe that's the emphasis. Now, again, I'm not going for right or wrong. We're going for licit or illicit. When I look at your diagram, I'm basically going to be looking at the art piece and asking, is there evidence for the diagram? Even if your eye path is different than I would choose, or the shapes are a little different than what I would choose, can I look at it and compare it and go, yep, they understand the frame, the value shapes, the arrangement of texture, a movement, and they have selected a point of emphasis that makes sense based on the evidence of the piece. When you're done, again, take a nice close zoom photograph of it and upload it to the discussion. All right, we'll see what you guys do. Remember, choose a work of art from the handout that is attached to the discussion as a PDF. Till then, bye.